Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Algo Crypto, a channel about learning and fun and crypto. So today's episode is about Butterfly Cash. You can find it on butterflycash.lol, and this is a project on Avalanche that actually is created by a nice bloke called XRPant. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. You can find it at butterflycash.lol, and here's where they have kind of the documentation and then links that would be relevant to the actual project. So we have the website under maintenance, but you can go ahead and click the Git book. Boom. And here we're going to find all of the documentation for the project, or at least what's available to us for the project. It says chaos theory suggests that a mere flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil could cause a tornado to rip through Texas. Degen suggests that the mere thoughts of a whiskey-fueled developer can spawn a cultural phenomenon. And welcome to Butterfly Cash. So what is this saying? It's just basically, this is a project backed by a founder who loves his glass of whiskey, and he's a dev, and he's been around. He is really active on Twitter Spaces. He has created projects such as the Cheesyverse, and also has created tools that really are amazing for not just Avalanche, but any other blockchain to really kind of use, to be honest. But right now, he's created a bulk sender tool, one of the only ones to ever exist on Avalanche that did not screw over its users. Okay, the other bulk sender definitely screwed over its users, and then the next best sender, which is on Campfire, would be it's just not a bulk sender right now. That's all it is. It just doesn't send in bulk. But this is, he made the first legit not screw you over bulk sender. So that's a little bit about XRPant. I mean, also, let me see if I can just pull up his Twitter. Moment. Okay, so he also created the Time Bombs NFT too, and he also created the small run kind of tokens, and really what it is it's a I guess a token that you can rescind. So if someone is not up to standard for being a good participant in the whole entire ecosystem, then I mean, you could just remove that small run, the Soulbound token. He made the Soulbound token, and small run is one of the awesome things that he kind of set up, where you can. There used to be like mints and then games and stuff, and that like mini games that you could do, degen games. So yeah, that's what he's up to now. Is really just is this Butterfly Cash. So, going on to the contracts, the bCash contract is here. We got a Faucet contract, a contract for lockers 1 and 2. So there's 2 different lockers, and then it says multi-contract staking architecture contracts. This, I'm not too sure about what it is, but these contracts I can explain shortly. So for the tokenomics, we have 1 million bCash. 10% of it, so max supply will be 1 million bCash. 10% goes to the founder right off bat. 24% goes to initial staker distribution. 5% goes to liquidity bootstrapping. So basically, it goes to the early supporter NFTs, which was an NFT collection that he put out to, I guess, get some support from it. And then whoever had minted these early supporter NFTs was actually airdropped, I believe, 10,000 tokens for each NFT that they minted. And then 61% goes to the Faucet and other incentives. So he says the incentive programs are currently being developed. So it's pretty open to anything, you know. So for the Faucet itself is pretty much a way that he distributes tokens to anyone who's eligible or really wants it, because you could be eligible and not want it. So essentially, the Faucet, before it was a Faucet that would just dispense 10,000 tokens to anyone. Then people started abusing that, and then it was put down to 5,000 tokens, and then people were still abusing that, and then eventually it was put down to 2,000 tokens, and then it was completely shut off. Like literally, it was just shut off. And then the new Faucet, actually, it's available to distribute 225 tokens, so a huge difference to what was going on before. So 225 tokens of bCash each day to holders of projects such as Avax Apes, Beans on Acid, Ava Sharks, Chad Doge, Parmesan Burrata Dolce Latte, and Snake Oil Club. Now, as far as these three being different projects, that's not necessarily true, because I actually participate in this. This is part of the Cheesy verse, and essentially there's these cows, you milk the cows, you get these milk, and then you can fromage the milk and then and make your cheese. So if you participate in that, that's another project that he made that has no type of liquidity. There's no money to be made in it at all because it wasn't meant for that, and it just doesn't exist. But here he gave kind of I don't know, he kind of just sent out something for the people who have been participating. I mean, this has been around for, I want to say months, but it feels like forever. For the token lockers, which we had discussed before in the tokenomics, or in the contracts, there's two different token lockers. One of them is a 1 million bCash max lock, so you can only maximum lock 1 million bCash, and it releases 45,000 bCash to the depositor first, 4 to 6 weeks after the deposit, and then after that it goes every 4 weeks until the balance is put to zero and it's all been distributed back to the depositor. For token locker number 2, there is no max lock, and each unlock releases 450,000 bCash to the depositor. Now, what's the main difference is that the first unlock happens 52 weeks after your initial deposit. So it happens literally 1 year after your deposit. And then subsequent unlocks happen every 4 weeks, or essentially every month after that, until the deposited balance is fully returned to the depositor. I think this is awesome. I think this is a really interesting way to literally remove a lot of the circulating tokens and put it right back into kind of locking it up and keeping it within the ecosystem, and not having a whole bunch of liquidity just off the bat drained, right? And then if you lock your tokens for 52 weeks, I mean, that is looking really, really far down the road. And I love that. I really do. For the staking or transfer fee, I noticed that here you see it releases 50K, and then minus tax it goes to 45K. Same thing here, it releases 500K minus tax, it goes to 450K. And the reason why is because for any staking or transfers, there is a 10% fee, right? So for any movement of these tokens, it's a 10% fee. And what's going to happen with these fees, I guess we don't know yet, right? So it says transfer fees will be used for a variety of rewards programs in a very flexible manner, which really just leaves the door wide open for anything. And what it really means to me is that there's going to be some incentives and rewards for people to help make bCash better, essentially, and have bCash actually used and things like that. So also, I'm pretty sure this is it will be incentivizing liquidity pool providers and things like that. The roadmap says it's not super duper detailed or anything like that, but there are pretty interesting things like I just mentioned, the LP incentives. There's single-sided bCash staking, so I think that's what the contracts that mention staking will tie into. Then there's community contests, so I love that because it's actually giving a little bit of attention to the people that actually are part of the community or build it, help contribute to make the project better by actually participating. And that's beautiful that it actually validates and shows, give back to the community. explore the possibility of project incubation. So I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe it'll help other projects if it gets to that level where it can. And then here we have explore the possibility of a community Avax validator. So as far as validator nodes go, that would be hella dope, right? To see that the profits have been taken and created into an Avax validator, not only helping out Avalanche as a total, as a complete chain, but also like providing some benefits for the community, providing something for the community to be able to say, hey, look, this is where the money went and this is how it's coming back to us as well, right? So that's all about the docs that we have right now in their Git book. And here's a little look at XRPant actually. So he's a blockchain dev. He's created these beautiful projects. He's very active. 16 hours ago, 7 hours ago. And you can find him on Twitter Spaces and all this other stuff. Like he's not somebody who's just hidden and hiding all day. So here we can see that there's the deck screener for Trader Joe's. Here we have essentially is you can follow the price movement. You can read the chart. You can also see where you can trade it by clicking here. You can search it on Twitter and search it on Google. This website itself works for a whole lot of tokens, like a lot of tokens on different chains, as you can see here. But this particular token is bCash in relation to Trader Joe, right? So on the liquidity on Trader Joe, we also have a pool on Pangolin exchange as well. So this is also it right here. And so you can trade on both Trader Joe's or Pangolin at this moment. As you can see, like it had a really, really sharp run up in the last few days. And then starting on, I guess the 14th over here, it peaked around the 18th to 19th. And then today we've seen that this thing kind of just felt like a rock. Really, it just felt like a rock. I pulled the trigger somewhere here at 0.007 and I bought literally just one Avax. And as you can see, I got lucky and it's just going up a little bit. I think this is normal. I think you see a exciting project. I think you see opportunity. I think you see possibilities. And what ends up happening is it has a strong run up, especially when it has a decent and respectable person behind the project. And then you have a healthy market correction for whatever reason it may be. There's going to be people cashing out. I mean, it makes sense. And if you don't cash out, then I don't know what to tell you, because that makes no sense. That literally makes no sense at all if somebody doesn't take any profits at some point or another, right? And that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a hater. It doesn't make you worse of an investor or a holder or anything like that. It just makes you a person. It makes you a person with a brain. And so, yeah. Also, there's been like a lot of talking going around. This is all I have to say for it. If you think you can make something better than what XRPant has done, no one is stopping you, right? If you want to criticize all day, no one is stopping you. No one really can stop you. But at the end of the day, what you look like is not good. And the reason why is because you don't do anything, right? If you can do something better than this, build something better than this and show us, right? Let us participate. If not, you're just a talker. You're just a talker, a salty talker that just isn't worth anything. Like, really, if you are just full of hate and resentment towards everybody, get off the chain. No one's gonna miss you. No one at all is going to miss you. If you have things that are productive, things that can help out the community and really push it into new levels, we're all for it, my mans. Bring it on. Bring it to the table, right? Don't just sit there being salty and talking a whole bunch of smack about people who are actually building and creating, making opportunities for people, and just are honest behind it, right? Like, No one here promised $1 million. No one here even promised any profits, to be honest. There's zero profits promised. Zero profits promised. But guess what? There are people that trust that the person behind this project, XRPant, is just has good will for the entire space. And that alone it goes a long way, other than someone who just likes to talk trash, really. And if you think that, like, oh hey, I caught somebody selling, look, if you think that that's something that we're gonna applaud you for or something like that, like, you're just a nut. You're just a nut. Repeat it. You're a nut. Nobody cares. Again, I want to see things that provide value, and all of this negative talk about people that interact with this stuff and have put this out, it's ridiculous, and you just look like a clown. Like, that's just all it is. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about it, but that's my piece on whoever needs to hear it. If you feel some type of way about it, go ahead and do your thing, say your things. I don't care. I really don't. And I do my thing. You should do yours. And then if we all just create and stay in our lanes, in our realms, and do what we can do best, then we can bring this chain to new heights. If you see a scam happening, call out the scam. Yeah, sure. But if you see somebody just genuinely putting out a project, not trying to rug pull anyone, trying to find different ways to keep liquidity and keep things going, and then push this thing to new heights and help out other projects and all this other stuff, support that. Anyways, again, I got lucky today. I saw this crash, essentially. I bought at 0.007, and then now I'm up, what, that would be like 30% minus 10% tax, whatever. And you know what? I'm just happy that I'm able to just be on this journey with XRPant, and then and see where this goes, really. So big shout outs to everyone who had a hand in creating this, and big shout outs to the people who want to be vigilantes and all these crime stoppers or whatever on Twitter. But go find real crimes or something, man. This ain't it. This is not a scam right now. And again, this is not an investment. This should not be treated as an investment. This is not financial advice. You must do your own research. But as far as someone being nefarious behind it, or creator or founder being nefarious and just wanting to rip everyone off, this ain't the case. Anyways, if you have questions, concerns, go ahead and send me a message. I'd love to hear you guys. And I'm here. I'm going to continue making content, and I'm going to continue following along. Anyways, love you guys. Later.